Hello, holy people of God at our Wassa parishes for a special combined edition of Quick Things and
It's the midweek chat
with
for
Father Tom.
St. James Parish
Right.
in Eau Claire, Wisconsin.
So I'm Father Tom Linder, and I'm with Father Tom Craig, the pastor of St. James in Eau Claire, who grew up at St. Anne's in Wausau, but this is not about us. So Tom, why don't you introduce us to our guest and what we're talking about today?
Right. And so we do have a very special guest from, he is sitting in his place. I don't know if you're at your workshop or if at your apartment, Sahir, but
I'm in my little studio.
Your little studio. So Sahir joins us from Bethlehem and West Bank, Palestinian territories, however you want to call it. And thought it'd be a good time to check in person. And the other Father Tom there has the technology displaced. They have a good guy to edit the videos, and we thought we could record a Zoom chat. So Sahir is part of the L'Arche community. Is it, how do you say it in Arabic? Ma'an Lil Hayat?
Ma'an al-Haya.
And it means living together in peace or something?
Together for life.
Together for life. And it's part of an international movement called L'Arche, and it seeks to form community between people with intellectual disabilities or other disabilities and people without those disabilities. And when I was in Bethlehem for my sabbatical time for 3 months, I had the good pleasure of volunteering there about 3 hours a week. And they would, why they're connected to us at St. James and St. Anne's and Eastside parishes are that we have sold their crafts. They make these. So I would sit side by side, actually help make these. So you recognize this is a small size. They have medium and large as well, but nativity scene. So they're from Bethlehem. And this is kind of your trademark item, huh, Sahir?
Yes.
What would you say about these? How do you make
this is the small-sized nativity scene, and it's entirely made from the wool, the sheep wool that we purchased from the nearby villages of Bethlehem. So it comes originally from Bethlehem.
Yeah, the sheep are on Bethlehem, so there's a good chance that the sheep are descended, right, Tom, from those who breathed upon the child Jesus, you know, that first nativity. So that's good. So we want to talk a little bit about this and what you do, and also, of course, how the war over there is affecting your operations and everything. I just show a couple of other things that we have sold from you. I have one of these hanging on my door in my house.
It's the welcome sign that we make.
Yeah, really great. And we always have a bunch of just the sheep, you know.
The little sheeps.
What's cuter than that?
People love the sheep.
People love the sheep. And then I don't know where, maybe I misplaced it, but I had that olive oil. So we sell the olive oil in the sheaths as well. So maybe before we talk about how things are going with the current events, if you could maybe just share your vision, what your community's like and what you do together.
So yes, as you said, L'Arche Bethlehem, or Ma'an al-Haya, is an association that brings together people with and without intellectual disability. And we are the first and only center in Palestine that makes, that you showed the felted items and the decorations in Palestine. And so yes, and we were established in Bethlehem in 2009 with our community leader Mahira, and it was the former representative of L'Arche International, Kathy Baroudi. And so yes.
How many people are in your community, Sahir?
Now we welcome about 40 people with, we call them core members, people with intellectual disabilities. They come from Bethlehem and the surrounding areas. They also come from 2 refugee camps in Bethlehem. And so yes, and the core members are divided into 2 communities or 2 branches. One, the main branch is in Bethlehem. I think the one that Father Thomas volunteered in. and the other one was established in 2016 in Dar Salah village. Dar Salah village is a village adjacent to Bethlehem. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. And so when I was there, I showed up and I just wanted to, I heard there was a nice gift shop that sold things like this, you know, and Rania was there and she said, would you like to join us for lunch? And they had a beautiful lunch, and I did. And then I was on my way out and they said, would you like to help us make these things for an hour? I'm like, okay. And it was just really, I don't know, it was just such a warm, joyful environment. And I started making a habit of it for about 11 weeks there. And yeah, I just see the good. We were there with a group of pilgrims. Unfortunately, the weather was so bad. I don't know if you remember last February, it had such rains and high winds and snow even. And so it was like what we'd call here a snow day. And your core members did not come in the day that we were visiting. But we visited with Mahera and Rania and Maram, one of the core members maybe. And
Maram now works in the housekeeping of the boutique hotel.
Right. Right.
Unfortunately, now it's closed and
Yeah.
empty of guests, unfortunately.
Because of the war, huh?
Because of the war, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and I don't know, it's not just, so part of it is they work and the simpler tasks with people with less abilities, they'll rub the wool on these really garments.
The core members are distributed among workshops, and each one is given a task, each according to his and her abilities. And so, yes, and yes.
Yeah. If people ever want to see pictures, I can put some up too, but you're on Facebook, yeah?
Yes.
And I think, could you find it by L'Arche Bethlehem, or would you need the...
I think we put both names in Arabic and in English.
Okay. So
there's a video too. I remember last year we shared a video from L'Arche.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
But you know, as we heard the story in February, they said it's a little better now, but back when L'Arche was established in Bethlehem, that people with the intellectual disabilities really didn't have a place to go. They would, and sometimes families might be embarrassed by them, so they just keep them in the house all the time, or if they would just kind of wander the streets, sort of unsupervised, and you know, not ideal. And so this is really a home away from home, but it's not just like you make them work, you know, to produce goods, but you know, you have lunches when there's a birthday, everybody celebrates and sings. I have to be at a wonderful Christmas party where everybody had an ornament with their names on it, and you know, it really enhances just the dignity and pride of everybody. And,
the day is actually like divided into activities. It's not only work, right. But I mean, they get to, like in the morning when they come, they get like an hour where it's like, they call it like a morning segment where they like share news about the community. And if anyone wants to like share anything, he can or she can. And then they get divided into the workshops. Then they have like a short break for lunch. And yes. Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
So how did you become associated with L'Arche?
I was actually a member. I was actually a board member from 2017, and I was up until 2021. Then I quit the board of directors, because I was like quitting from everything. I quit my job. I quit my board membership in the board of directors, and I just took, I call it a sabbatical year. Because I was working for the Diocese of Jerusalem for seven years. I was the media office director there, and it was, I mean, for me it was like time for me to leave and take a break. But again, I went back to L'Arche Bethlehem, and I offered my skills that I learned during my job. With the Catholic Church in Jerusalem, and they accepted me. And little by little, they wanted someone to do the fundraising for the community. And little by little, I became, the fundraising officer. Then I became the communication officer. And, day by day, month by month, I was given more and more tasks, which I welcome so happily, actually. I mean, as long as I learn something new, I'm on it.
Mm.
Yes. So I started working for Large back in February of this year. I started actually at the boutique hotel. I was working at the reception. Then, as I said, they wanted someone to do the fundraising and help Mahira in the administration of the community. So I accepted that because I mean, I love writing and I'm good at writing. So I said, why not?
Sure, great.
And little by little, as I said, I became also the communication officer. The latest, the last 2 newsletters that I hope that you got, it was like done by me. So yes, so I try my best to do the things that they ask for me.
You have a lot in common with Tom here. He was a writer. He's a newspaper man, so it's good. You could switch.
I used to be the. I mean, I don't call myself a journalist, but I mean, I used to do the articles for the Latin Patriarchate of Jerusalem.
Oh,
the media office there.
Do you know the new Cardinal of Jerusalem?
Yes, of course. He was my boss.
Oh, really? Oh, my goodness.
He was my direct supervisor.
Okay.
Yes.
Did you work with Nizar Haloun ever?
Nizar, I know Nizar. He actually worked for the Franciscans. He worked for the
Oh, that's right. Sure.
But I mean, we did similar jobs.
Yeah.
But I mean, Nizar, he's really he's a really wonderful man.
Yeah. Agreed. Yeah.
So, have you done your sabbatical at Tantur?
Yes.
Maybe. Okay. Yes.
Yeah. Loved every minute of it.
Well, we might want to talk a little bit now about the current situation, huh?
Yep.
Sahar, can you just, for folks who are not familiar with what we're talking about, so you're in the West Bank.
Yes.
And how is that? That's north of Gaza?
That's it's to the northern eastern part of Gaza.
Okay. But disconnected. So they're 2 Palestinian territories, but not connected geographically.
So yes, so the West Bank and Gaza are separated, we don't have any connection with Gaza, the Gaza Strip. So you need to go through Israel to get to Gaza. So it's not separated.
Maybe 100 kilometers or 68 miles or so? Or
maybe.
Roughly between you and Gaza City?
Yes.
Yeah.
So right now, so Gaza, of course, is in chaos. There's bombings, etc. Is that true of the West Bank as well? Or
in the West Bank, so when it all started, we the first day when Hamas started the attack, we could hear the rockets, in the surrounding area of Bethlehem. And actually, it's I remember when it happened, I thought that one of my water tanks exploded. It's that, yeah. But I mean, the situation here is not as worse as the one in Gaza. Here we were affected, of course, by what's going on in Gaza. Once the attack happened, everything closed. Checkpoints to get to Jerusalem were closed. Roads connecting the Palestinian cities in the West Bank were blocked. So now if I want to go to Ramallah, I can't, because there is a checkpoint that is closed that prevents cars from going through. So, and I mean, this thing especially affected us when we want to go to other cities and sell our goods and our items. So now, and even to ship the orders that we get, Now, there is a way to ship orders, but it's really expensive. Like in the past, it wasn't as expensive, but now to ship orders, we have to deal with a certain company, which is the DHL, to ship our orders. And sometimes the shipment is more expensive than the order itself. So the client is really hesitant to give us the okay to proceed with the shipment. You see, so now to ship the orders via DHL, you need to pay $700 for one box. So you can imagine how much. Yeah.
Yeah, so I wired some money so we could if obviously I think it should cover the shipping for sure. I tried to do, you didn't have the shipping cost, so I don't know exactly, but you'll just have to let me know and we can cover the difference.
Yes.
So do you feel that you in greater danger now in Bethlehem
Now,
than you were?
I mean, for me personally, I don't feel that much in danger. I mean, it's relatively safe in Bethlehem. We are seeing now some protests in Bethlehem because of the bombardment that happened at the hospital in Gaza yesterday. Everyone is rising up. Everyone is revolting, and the Palestinian Authority is trying to disperse these protests. So we are met with the Palestinian Authority and trying to keep it down, you see. But I mean, generally, it's really safe. Today, we observed a general strike in the West Bank. So now Bethlehem, like from this morning until now, it's like a ghost town. It's like no one is in the streets. No one. Today I went out and just walking in the streets, and there was like none. There was no people in the streets. Everything is closed, and so you can see like a few cars just roaming around. But I mean, everything, life came to a halt today.
Who imposes the general strike, or is that a?
I have no idea. I have to check.
Okay.
But I mean, the strike was expected. I mean, today was not only a strike, but it was also like a mourning day for the victims.
Oh, okay, sure. Okay.
So it was a day of mourning as well. So it was expected from everyone, you see.
Yeah, that's tragic. Maybe just for people that might not know, so Bethlehem's a pretty big city. I don't know how many
So
people.
Bethlehem includes I mean, you can call them towns, the towns of like Beit Sahur and Beit Jala. And also you can include with that the three refugee camps surrounding them.
About how many people?
About maybe 300,000.
Okay, yeah. So, and it's just about 6 miles south of Jerusalem or so.
Yes.
10K, right?
I mean, it takes you maybe like 10 minutes to get to Jerusalem, but like without the checkpoints, without the traffic.
Right.
I mean, when I used to work in Jerusalem, it took me like maybe an hour and a half to get to my office in the old city for like a distance of like 10 kilometers.
Right.
Would any refugees from Gaza come to the West Bank?
Actually, there are Gazans workers who work in Israel, and since the start of the war, Israel took them all to the West Bank, and they just throw them at the checkpoint, and now they are in Ramallah or in Bethlehem, just waiting for their fate. They have nowhere to go. So they are putting them in large holes, like for them just to stay there. I don't know about the exact number of the workers. Maybe you can like 700 workers, dispersed in Ramallah, in Bethlehem, or where the checkpoints are.
What are people expecting?
I mean, we always say this. We always say that we want justice. I mean, it's not only peace. I mean, everybody, I mean, wants peace, but I mean, you can live in peace under, you know, under the occupation. We want an end to the occupation. We want to live like other people.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, it's a basic right, just to be able just to go from Bethlehem to Jerusalem and pray without having to go, you know, through the hassle of checkpoints. Just, you know, basic rights, basic rights. Just
Yeah, there's
basic
a saying that I remember hearing, and I didn't understand it too much as a young person, but now it just seems so obvious. From Pope Paul VI, he said, if you want peace, you have to have justice first.
Yes.
Otherwise,
yes.
it's not really peace. It might be quiet, but it's not really peace, right?
You have to work for it. Like,
Yeah.
And I mean, also for Israel, I mean, it needs to think for itself as well. I mean, it can't go on with occupying. I mean, forget the West Bank. Like, it can't keep people under siege and under blockade for now like 18 years.
Mhm.
Just, it's like inhumane.
Mhm.
It's really inhumane.
Yeah.
And like, you know, everybody talks about the unprovoked attack of Hamas, but I mean, for me, and it's not unprovoked. It's the you know, the all these years of blockade. I mean, yeah. And
Yeah, you hate to see the awful violence that happened, but it wasn't shocking, I guess.
yeah.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Yeah, I suppose everybody's all over the board with how they view, like, you know, so we see from October 7th, you know, like you say, it didn't happen out of a vacuum, and yet it was, you know, horrific, all the scenes. And I know you can't speak for everybody, but I mean, I talked to this Majdi who lives in Bethlehem. He said, we're just so sad for both sides, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And nobody's celebrating the fact that all those innocent people were killed, you know. And we just hope that there can be fairness comes to prevent this stuff in the future. I don't know if that's consistent with your sentiments or not, but yeah. Complicated, maybe.
I think everybody wants a solution. And as I said, you can't keep on occupying other people. I mean, you have to expect a reaction, like in the end. I mean, of course, there are like innocent civilians on both sides, but I mean, yeah, I mean, it's a reaction. It's a reaction, yeah.
Oh,
Hard place to be.
right, right. I think we should let Sahir get back to his day or his night. What do you think?
Yeah. So it's noon for us, and it was 8 for him when we started.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
A little time.
So, well, Sahir, we will, you know, we will pray for you. That sounds so minimal. It's just, I think also it's important for us to be attentive. For Americans, I think we can easily lose track of what's happening in other parts of the world or simplify things. And I think you've helped explain a bit, but you've also helped us appreciate how complicated all of this is, and it's decades and decades of strife that we're trying to figure out. And real people who are affected by this, like yourself.
Yes.
Oh, so and maybe the one thing that, and just in terms of how it affects L'Arche, how's the war affect?
I mean, our situation was actually difficult even before the war. I mean, this year was actually the first year. I mean, we have been going through a really difficult time since the beginning of this year. We have been, the sale of the felt decorations and items only covers about 50% of the running costs and expenses. So we had, and the boutique hotel that we opened last year, it also covers maybe 20% of the running costs. I mean, it was the aim of this project was to have another revenue generating project to help with the community. But I mean, with the hotel and with the sale of the products, we are only covering maybe like 60-70% of the the running expenses. So the other 40%, we have to rely on call of proposals and grants and donors to help us cover that percentage. But I mean, this year we applied for many grants. We applied for many proposals. We submitted many proposals, but unfortunately, they all got rejected. So this helped to amplify the financial hardship that we are going through. And also the work of the hotel depends on the low and high season of tourism. And during the summer, almost 2 months, we had no guests. So it was really difficult for us this year. And with the war, everything just went to it went downhill for us.
Yeah.
And so yes, I mean, so we are hoping for our friends and supporters to help us now during this time. So yes, also I mean, because I mean we were expecting, because now the months of October and November and December, it's high season for tourism in Bethlehem, and now with the war, everything is stopped. So recently it's like day by day we are receiving reservation cancellations from individuals who reserved in the hotel, and also from tour operators. And this is expected. But also at the same time, we were expecting to participate in Christmas markets, both locally and abroad. And now it's like everything is closed. Everything is we can't do that. We can't travel, and we can't ship orders properly. So yes, so it's really hard. Like 2 days ago, just to give an example, we one of our clients called us and said that the check that we gave him rebounded, and when we checked our bank accounts, we found out that we don't have any money in the bank. So now we are expecting more and more clients to phone us, asking for their money.
Well, hopefully you'll get a deposit this week from Eau Claire.
Oh,
yeah.
Yes.
God, inshallah, right?
So yes.
Yeah.
But I mean, the good thing is that we are still receiving orders from abroad, and that is keeping us busy, and we're happy about it, you see. I mean, we don't want to ask money from our friends, but we are happy to make them orders.
Yeah. Okay. Well, appreciate the time. What do you think, Thomas?
I think you should wrap it up for us.
Okay.
Sara, thank you very much.
Yeah, shukran.
I look forward, maybe someday I will meet you in person.
Hopefully, yes.
Someday. I keep trying to get him over there, but he's been resistant. Okay. All right.
See you.
Bye-bye. Say hi to Rania in the game.
God bless everyone.
Okay.